Welcome to Module 2 of ITEC 6380, Supporting Student Success. By the end of this module, you should be able to name stakeholders in relation to online education, explain communication strategies used in engaging the different stakeholders, and also identify student behavior expectations in online class. You may have noticed that the big focus in this module is on communication with stakeholders. You may have noticed that the big focus in this module is on communication. And communication is really a foundational piece in terms of setting the tone for the class, and it's essential for student learning in online settings. Now, our definition of stakeholder is going to be pretty broad. It's anyone involved in the welfare and success of schools and students, or anyone having a personal, professional, or civic or financial interest or concern in the schools. Now, stakeholders may be some familiar people such as the students, parents, teachers, support staff. That'd be things like learning coaches or library media specialists, administrators, as well as community members. But this can also be extended to include cultural and media outlets in the community. Now, for this module, you do have an assignment. It's your stakeholders assignment. And you're going to be creating a communication plan for both first of all, you'll need to identify your educational stakeholders in your setting. This will be both your internal and external ones, and you'll classify them into those two groups. You're also going to need to create communication plans for each stakeholder. For example, you want to consider things like, how am I going to share course assignments and activities with students in your online classroom? And also, what methods will you use to do things like locate guest speakers and to plan events or to request partnerships with members of your community? For this assignment, you'll need to force copy the prompts from the Google slideshow found on Blackboard. In this assignment, this is just right out of the slideshow that's in Blackboard. You need to, first of all, identify those people, and you're going to need to explain why you think they're important to the success of your students. And if you need more space, you're always welcome to add an additional slide here. You're going to classify them into internal and external. As you're creating this assignment, you're going to want to make sure that you're very thoughtful and thorough in your explanations. Just do note that Please note that the rubrics for this assignment are based on the DESE Online Teaching Exam, Section 1, Module 3. Now, you will look at this in a general sense to describe the methods you can utilize to engage all of your stakeholders. That'd be both the internal and the external stakeholders. But you're also going to look more specifically at ways that you can, and describe ways that you can communicate with your internal stakeholders in terms of personalizing the learning experience. And you'll also be doing the same with your external stakeholders. Please note that your discussion this week will take place on Discord, not on Flipgrid. And what you'll be doing for this is you'll share at least one of the stakeholders from your assignment. You can see there's going to be close alignment with the work you do on the stakeholders assignment this week in your discussion. You need to identify them as an internal or an external stakeholder, and you'll be providing your explanation for how you plan to communicate with them. If you like, you can use the sentence frame that's listed below. One external or internal stakeholder identified was blank. I think that blank would be a good way to communicate with them, but I'm not sure, and I would like ideas. Please note that for this week's discussion post, it's not a requirement that you respond to your peers, but you're always welcome to respond to your peers' posts. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and I hope you all have a great week learning in this module.